Today on Stu's Cookery Class, I'm going to be sharing with you a really simple and easy vegan chocolate mousse recipe. First thing we're going to do is melt some chocolate. So I've got a pan of boiling water, and this is actually a little full. I drained some of this water out, but it doesn't actually matter that the water's touching the bottom of the glass bowl because there's no extra heat coming through it. I've not got it on the hob. I'm just using the residual heat to melt the chocolate. Now you could actually add your plant-based milk and the maple syrup in with the chocolate at the start and just melt it all down together, but I mix mine in afterwards. Doesn't really make any difference. So here I'm just mixing it until it's really nice and smooth, and once you've finished mixing it all in, it wants to be nice and glossy. You don't want any lumps, it doesn't want to look grainy, and you just want to keep mixing it until it looks something like this. And if it does start to set up, if it is getting a bit firm, just leave it in that pan for a bit longer on that water, and you shouldn't need to add any extra heat to it if that pan's been boiling. So I actually took my bowl off the pan here and set it to one side, but I kept the water so that I could warm it back up if I needed to. Now I'm adding a pinch of sea salt here. I just really like it. I think it really brings out the flavour, but if you wanted to, you could add some coffee granules. You could even add a pinch of chili flakes in there, or orange zest. You could flavour it with whatever you wanted. Now here I'm whipping my chickpea water, so this has just been drained off the chickpeas and measured out. Now it takes a long time to whip, much longer than egg white, but you do want to whip it until it reaches stiff peaks and it doesn't move around in the bowl. Now if you had a stand mixer or a proper electric whisk, it might take a little less time, but you can't over whip it, so don't worry about that. You just want to whip it and whip it until it's as stiff as egg whites get to. Now I'm adding all my chocolate in at once, and I'm going to gently fold it through together with the whipped chickpea water. Now if your chocolate's starting to set, if it's got some firm edges, if you can see it darkening, before you start to fold it through, you'll just want to warm it back through on that same pan of water that you've kept to one side. Once it's all thoroughly melted again, you can start to fold it through. Now you'll notice I'm being really gentle here. I'm picking up around the bottom of the pan and folding back over, and I'm trying to preserve all that air we've whipped into it, but you will lose some, and it will sort of soften back down somewhat. Now you want to continue to fold it through really gently until it's thoroughly mixed, and it should start to look something like this. Now mine does look quite wet, it has softened down, but there's still enough air in there. So we're going to really gently pour this into our moulds or our glasses, and you can see the little air bubbles popping as I pour it, so it's really important to be gentle all the way through this recipe. Now this has been in the fridge overnight, so it's been chilled down for about 12 hours, but it's really soft and you can see it glisten. It's really creamy and it's just amazing. Forget being good for a vegan mousse, it's just a really good chocolate mousse. Now I've served mine here with some cherry jam, but you could use some fruit compote or some whipped coconut cream, any topping you wanted really. If you like this video, hit that button, and if you really liked it, consider subscribing and checking out my sweet potato and couscous salad, which is another vegan recipe I'll have linked here on the end screen. Thanks for watching.